Okay, hi everyone. Just thought I'd do a bit of a video shoot as opposed to a written shoot this time. Just simply because there's a few things that are just a little bit complex to write about. So basically, we've got our standard, website that I've sort of been using as a demo. Now, over on this side, I'll just turn this off for a minute. So over on this side, what you can do with Firefox. There's a couple of little tools that you can use. One's called Web Developer, which is a add-on plugin, and another one called Firebug, which is for Chrome and Safari, which does similar sorts of things. So what I can do is I can just right-click on any area here and go Inspect Element, and what that'll bring up is a separate little inspector that shows me my HTML, and I can look at my structure, I can look at my style sheet. So I can make changes to these. Yeah, don't believe that. So I can make changes in here, and that will allow me to actually look at the what happens over on this side. So for example, over here I've got a bit of an issue where I've got some images that are folding down, which should be in one line here. So what I can do is I just look through my inspector and I see, okay, so if I click on that image and inspect element, it'll take me straight to that image in here. So this tells me, okay, so this is my image width, 140. So what I can also do is see that this is my hierarchy. So it's sitting in section, under div page, div wrapper, in the body. So this gives me the hierarchy, if you like, of where my element is in relation to the rest of my HTML. So that means that I've got, it's in the style sheet in a class called image group, and it's the image tag. So if I go back to my style sheet, I can see that I've actually got a class called image group, and an image tag is here. So obviously my padding is too high, which has forced that to go down. So I can actually edit this. So if I make that 5, okay, so that'll bring that back up. And I thought, okay, well, I could probably do better than that. So I'll try 7, and that looks pretty good. So it's just a way of allowing you to see exactly what changes you're making. So I can now copy this. I can just copy that. So copy that and flip back to my HTML, and here's my style sheet in here. And I can change that particular tag. Save that, go back, refresh, and my page is all okay. Sometimes it'll refresh this part here, so you need to actually click in this window and then refresh there. So sometimes you might have issues with, for example, if I go to my source code, and what can we do? So let's do something a bit more radical. So well, I actually know what I'll do. Sometimes when I do that, so in order to actually affect a particular tag, you need to be able to find out where it is. So sometimes this can be buried quite deeply within your HTML. So for example, this line here, this is obviously my H1 tag. So it'll show me in there. So if I want to target that particular tag and change it, I go back to my style sheet, and I can see that there's nothing in here concerning my H1 tag. So normally I tend to put things kind of in order. So I've got the body, wrapper, page. So after here, I'll put in, I'll leave the nav alone, but after here I'll put in a H1 tag. So if I want to make sure that that's the actual tag that I'm targeting, I can actually use just use a simple thing like a background. Okay, so that shows me that that's the tag and I'm actually targeting that tag. So now I can actually go ahead and say, okay, I want to font size, I don't know, 200%. Probably bigger. And I'll change the font weight to lighter. I can even let us space it a bit. Can't have half a pixel, can I? Obviously I've got the wrong tag here somewhere. Anyway, never mind. Moving on. Okay, so sometimes you'll find that your elements are actually buried quite deeply down within your HTML. So I'll just copy that line, take that back. Take that back over here. And save that. So sometimes you'll find that, oops, real job. And go back to my source code. Alright, so if I've got, for example, I can put strong Okay, so what I've got is I've got a strong tag within my P tag within this section. So what I do is I'll put a class on this section and call it custom strong. Save that. Thought I'd just quit Firefox. That's okay. Okay, now I'll refresh that. And if I look in here, you notice that that's now strong. So inspect element. Okay, so this is my tag here, and it has my text, Josh Clark, in there. So if I want to target that particular strong tag, I'll look at what my hierarchy is up here. So you can see that I've got custom strong. So if I go to style editor, and down here, I'll just put in custom strong. Now sometimes you need to highlight exactly where this class is. So what I do is I'll use an element like border. And this will show me exactly where that element is, that class. So this is obviously the class here. So using the hierarchy again, I can actually use P. So now I know that I'm actually targeting the P tag within that custom strong class. Now I know I've got a strong tag in there, so I'll just put strong. And now you can see that I've actually targeted that particular element within this whole hierarchy of definitions. So it's going custom strong, P, and then the strong tag. So if I want to change this, so I might make the font size bigger. Padding. So instead of making that, put a background. Don't worry about the colours, just to show you. Okay, so as you can see, you can use these tools to actually really refine your style sheets and get them working properly. It's a really useful way to use these tools, and Firebug does exactly the same thing, where you can change things on the fly, save it out, and then you can change things. All right, so there's a few other, you can look up also, there's a couple of things you can look up through Linda. I think CSS Fundamentals has a few things to troubleshoot as well. So just look up HTML problems and you should be able to find a bunch of stuff that you can use to just to troubleshoot your code and find out what's missing. Obviously that's not too useful. But anyway, so hopefully you're going well with your assignments. If you have any troubles, then contact your tutor and they can step through it with you and enjoy. Okay, thank you. Bye.